Have you ever paused to question why some people only seem to appear during your weakest moments and then vanish as soon as you're on solid ground? It's like they have an internal radar for vulnerability, swooping in just when you're down, only to evaporate once you're steady again. It's a gut-wrenching realization, isn't it? The truth is, as we grow older, loneliness and the deep yearning for meaningful relationships can leave us exposed, vulnerable to those who know exactly how to exploit that desire. Picture this. You're at a low point, maybe dealing with grief, health issues, or just the weight of life's transitions. Suddenly, someone steps in, offering what feels like genuine care and attention. But before you know it, they're taking more than they give: your time, your energy, maybe even your resources. It's subtle at first, almost unnoticeable until the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Have you ever found yourself wondering, where did they go when life started looking up again? The harsh reality is, not everyone who enters your life has your best interests at heart. Some people are drawn to your vulnerability, not out of compassion, but because they see an opportunity to take control or use your need for connection as leverage. It's not easy to face this truth because trust often feels instinctual, especially when you're longing for someone to lean on. Think about that friend or family member who magically appears during your toughest times, only to fade away when the storm clears. Why do they always show up at your lowest and disappear when you no longer need them? It's unsettling to admit, but these individuals thrive on imbalance. They thrive on knowing you're dependent on them, that you're too weary or too kind to question their motives. And here's the kicker: they're good at what they do. They know how to make their presence feel comforting, even indispensable. They might shower you with attention, making you feel seen and heard. But the moment you start to stand tall again, they're gone, leaving you questioning whether the connection was ever real. It's hard, isn't it, to admit that not everyone in your circle truly has your back. But recognizing this is the first step to protecting your peace. Because here's the thing, life doesn't have to be lived in constant defense. You have the power to set boundaries and to choose who gets access to your heart, your energy, and your trust. The question is, are you ready to take that step? You don't have to stop trusting people altogether, but you do need to start being more selective. Building a critical eye isn't about becoming cold or shutting people out. It's about valuing yourself enough to question what others bring into your life. It's about summoning the courage to say no to those who overstep, no to those who drain your energy, and no to anyone who doesn't respect your peace, your stability, or your dignity. Let's face it, we want to believe the best in others. It feels good to think people act out of kindness and care. But life, with all its complexities, teaches us that not everyone deserves blind trust. And as you grow more vigilant, something magical happens. You start to see people for who they truly are. The masks fall away, revealing the ones who have been quietly siphoning your emotional energy. By recognizing these patterns, you protect yourself from falling into toxic traps that rob you of your peace. Now, let's talk about the second piece of advice, and it's a tough one. Stop living your life to please others, even if it's your family. This might hit close to home. For years, you've likely worn yourself thin, bending over backward for your children, your spouse, and maybe even your grandchildren. You've played the caregiver, the fixer, the reliable go-to person. And you've probably done it out of love, because that's who you are. But here's the thing, that role doesn't magically disappear as you age. In fact, for many, the pressure intensifies. You start to feel like your value is tied only to what you can still do for others. And let's be real, how often does it feel like your sacrifices go unnoticed? Have you ever sat back and wondered why, despite giving so much of yourself, there's still an emptiness, an unshakable feeling that it's never enough? That's not love, and it's certainly not your worth. Think about it. You've spent a lifetime putting others first. How much of your time, your finances, and even your health have you poured into keeping others happy? And in doing so, who's been taking care of you? The hard truth is, no one will unless you do. Too often, family members see the elderly as an endless well of support, emotional, financial, and practical. They lean on you without hesitation, sometimes even crossing the line into exploitation. And what do you gain from this? Exhaustion, ingratitude, resentment. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Loving your family doesn't mean becoming a martyr for them. You can care for the people you love while also carving out space for your happiness. This stage of your life is yours to reclaim. It's time to focus on your well-being, your dreams, and your peace. And no, you shouldn't feel guilty for doing this. If your family truly loves you, they'll understand. And if they don't, well, that's not on you. You've spent so much time putting others first. Now it's your turn. Take back your life. Break free from the chains of obligation and guilt. You deserve to live your remaining years with joy, dignity, and fulfillment. This is your moment to say, enough is enough. It's not selfish, it's necessary. And trust me, the people who truly care about you will support your decision to put yourself first for once. So, ask yourself, what do you want out of these years? What will bring you peace, happiness, and a sense of purpose? It's never too late to start living for you. This is your time, the time to put yourself first, to seek out the happiness that you've longed for but never had the chance to fully pursue. Think about it. How many years have you given to others, constantly putting their needs ahead of your own? How often have you delayed your dreams for the sake of someone else's comfort? It's essential to realize something vital. There's no guilt in prioritizing yourself now. You've earned this. You've given so much of your love, your time, and your energy to the people around you, and now it's time to shift the focus back onto you. Let's face the hard truth. If your family truly loves you, they will understand this change. And if they don't, that's not your problem anymore. Your well-being must be your number one priority. You've spent so much time living for the benefit of others, and now it's time to turn the tables. Think about it. How much more can you give when your happiness has been put on the back burner for so long? Now, let's talk about one of the hardest but most necessary pieces of advice. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from toxic people, even if they're your family. I know this one stings. We've all been raised with the belief that family is everything, that you must endure hardship, emotional manipulation, or even outright disrespect for the sake of family harmony. But what is the cost of this? How many times have you swallowed your pain to keep the peace? How often have you allowed others to walk all over you because you were told it's your duty to endure? The harsh reality is this. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to walk away. It doesn't matter if it's a child who only comes to you when they need something or a spouse who continually disrespects you. It doesn't matter if it's a relative who's emotionally draining or a grandchild who only seeks you out when it's convenient. Your mental and emotional health is more important than any blood bond. Don't let society, or even your own conscience, convince you that old age is about enduring everything for the sake of family. Old age isn't about swallowing bitterness. It's about creating space for peace in your life and finding comfort in the relationships that bring you joy, not stress or suffering. Imagine what your life would look like if you began setting clear boundaries. Picture how much more peaceful your days could be if you distanced yourself from those who drain your energy or manipulate your emotions. You no longer have the luxury of time to waste on people who don't truly care for you. The years you have left are precious. They deserve to be spent surrounded by people who uplift you and who bring peace and joy to your lives. Old age is not a time to simply endure for the sake of others. It's a time to embrace the peace that you deserve. It's your time to surround yourself with people who support and cherish you. Imagine the transformation you'll experience if you start setting boundaries. You begin to distance yourself from those who harm you. This could be the key to reclaiming your happiness, to protecting your emotional health. You deserve to live your remaining years in comfort, surrounded by love, not in stress or constant turmoil. Your well-being comes first. The time to prioritize what matters is now. You no longer have the luxury of time to waste on people who continuously undermine your happiness. This is your life, and it's time to make your peace, joy, and well-being your number one priority. Surround yourself with people who bring positivity into your life, people who truly care for you and respect your space. Remember, your well-being is your responsibility. No one, absolutely no one, has the right to keep you trapped in a toxic relationship. It's time to take control. You should stop trying to change, to grow, or to challenge yourself. But that's simply not true. Age should never be used as an excuse to stop evolving. The later years of life can be some of the most empowering times for transformation. You are never too old to learn something new, to discover new passions, or to break free from limiting beliefs. I know that age can sometimes feel like a wall, a reminder of how much time has passed and how little time may remain. But don't let that hold you back. The fact that you're still here, still breathing, means you still have the power to create change in your life. Don't let the number of years you've lived be a reason to settle into complacency. Life is meant to be lived fully, at every stage. Stop telling yourself, "I'm too old for that," and start asking, "Why not me? Why can't I learn something new, explore a new interest, or challenge myself in ways I never have before?" The truth is, it's never too late. It's never too late to reclaim your happiness, to reinvent yourself, or to pursue what truly brings you joy. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that at a certain age, you have to stop pursuing new things. They believe that the time for self-discovery is over, and that happiness and change are meant for younger people. But what if I told you that your most fulfilling years are still ahead of you? What if the next chapter could be filled with the excitement of exploring new paths and embracing new experiences? Your age doesn't define your potential. The only thing that limits you is your mindset. So let go of the excuses and embrace the possibility that there's always room for growth, no matter how old you are. It's time to stop seeing age as an obstacle and start viewing it as a reminder of how much life you've already lived and how much more there is to experience. Whether it's picking up a new hobby, learning a new skill, or simply taking a new approach to life, don't let age stop you. You have the wisdom, the experience, and the strength to make the changes that will bring you peace and fulfillment. So, take a moment and ask yourself, what would you do if you stopped using your age as an excuse? What would you try? What would you change? The time to act is now. Your next chapter awaits, and it's never too late to start writing it. The past is a part of who you are, but it should not be your identity. Living in the past is like walking forward while constantly looking over your shoulder. You may stumble, miss important moments, or fail to notice new opportunities that come your way. The present is where your power lies, where your energy, decisions, and actions can shape your future. It's easy to get caught up in the good old days, especially when life feels uncertain or challenging. But every stage of life has its unique beauty and potential. What's behind you is a chapter that has already been written, but the chapters ahead of you are still blank pages, waiting to be filled. How you choose to write them is up to you. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting it or dishonoring the memories and experiences that shaped you. It means permitting yourself to be present, to embrace the opportunities that are still available, and to allow yourself to grow. The past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to limit you. As we age, we can fall into the trap of comparing our current selves to who we once were, perhaps when we were younger, more energetic, or in different circumstances. But comparing the present to the past robs you of the joy that can be found in the now. Instead of wishing for a time that's gone, focus on what you can create in the present moment. Every day is a chance to start anew, to experience something fresh, and to bring something valuable into your life. Remember, the past is just a memory. The future is a mystery. But today is a gift. And it's yours to shape, explore, and enjoy. Stop clinging to what was, and open your heart and mind to what can be. There is so much more to life ahead, and you have the wisdom and strength to embrace it fully. Don't let the past steal your future. As we reach the end of this video, it's time to reflect on all we've discussed and the insights we've shared. From learning to protect your emotional well-being, breaking free from the chains of expectations, and embracing change at any age, to finding balance in every area of life, the key is taking action. Change starts with us, with the choices we make today. What lesson from this video resonates with you the most? Perhaps it's the idea of letting go of the need for external recognition, embracing your age as an advantage, or freeing yourself from nostalgic longings. No matter which part speaks to you, remember that transformation happens when we put what we've learned into practice. As you move forward, think about how you can apply these lessons to your life. Make room for change, focus on living in the present, and embrace new opportunities, no matter how old you are. Your life is still unfolding, and there are endless possibilities ahead. Thank you for watching. If you found these insights valuable, leave a comment below and share what resonated with you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that encourages growth, balance, and a richer, more fulfilling life.